If you have ever written the same switch statement on 5 different controls in Power Apps, this one's for you. As of May 13th, user-defined types and user-defined functions are generally available in Power App Studio, which means you can finally write PowerFX like an actual programming language, and let me show you what that unlocks. Up until now, if you wanted reusable logic in PowerFX, your options were limited. You would copy-paste the same formula over different controls. But now with this feature, you can define your formula once and then call it anywhere in your app. By default, this feature will be on for you, but in case if it's not, you can find this setting under the updates. Then go to the formula section, which you will find under app. Here you are going to define your function, which you are going to call in different places. First, we have the name of the function, how you are going to call it later. So status color is the name. Then in the bracket, you are going to write the input parameter. In my case, I'm writing status and it will be a text data type. So now Power Apps knows to expect a text input. And then finally we have color, which is the return type, so it will give us a color, and inside this color I'm going to write the switch statement, which will help me to get different color for different status. Traditionally, if I were to do this, I would use the fill property on different controls, and based on the status I would set their color, so which is too repetitive and time consuming. And also don't forget the fact that let's say tomorrow you want to change the color of a particular status, that also means you need to change it at every place where you have defined this formula. So now in case tomorrow something changes, the client is not happy with the colors or whatever, you can just make the change in this formula section and that's it. Now to see the end result of this function, I'm going to use ClearCollect function to spin up a quick collection. Now nothing fancier, I'm just adding random data. Each row is basically a budget request for different departments. It also has a ID and request name and the status, which is basically approved, pending or rejected. The same status that we have added in our formula. This can be your normal Dataverse table or SharePoint list. Instead of creating the list in somewhere in the backend, I'm just creating a collection here real quick for the POC. And finally, don't forget to initialize this collection. Now let's add a vertical gallery and point its data to call request. And then I'm just going to add a circle here, which will show us the different color based on their status. So in the fill property of this circle, you are going to write the function name and pass the status. That's it. Your marketing got approved, so we have that in green. Finance is rejected, so red, and HR is pending, so we see that in orange. Now tomorrow if client wants to change the color, you simply have to change it in the formula and you will see it quickly changes the color for all the controls wherever you are calling this function. Now let's take this further. Let's say you want to hide controls or hide the data when the request is approved or any other status for that matter. So I'm writing these formulas to hide all the requests that are already approved, and here we will get the return type as Boolean. Now, if you go back to your gallery, you can filter this to not show the approved status or only show the approved ones, either or. And by the way, if you ever need to lock down the structure of your data the same way we just did with logic, you can also define user defined types. You define it in the same formulas pane, same idea, just for record structures instead of functions. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time with another video.